So I'm about a week into my current daily vlog challenge, and I'm still a few weeks out from revealing to the world that I'm doing this. And it's just something really cool that I like that always happens when I start doing this, which is that I get really in the mood for retrieving new ideas about things. I have taken a break from really reading a lot of books or listening to audiobooks lately, partly because I've been busy with a play that I've been in. But I felt the need to crack one open this past week, both physically an actual book and start playing an audiobook. Because I just feel like I need to reach for more material to share here. And it's just cool. I feel like I'm actually listening to ideas again, partly because I'm trying to fish for new ways of articulating my perception of the world here. It is interesting though. I made a video last summer when I was specifically making videos about spirituality called Cutting Back on Spiritual Information. Partly because I feel like I was trying to bypass the lived experience of spiritual experience by just listening to other people recount their spiritual experiences. But I'm realizing now that both with spirituality and with anything else that interests me in life, there is a reason why I'm continuing to consume information. And it's because I want to have new ideas to share here, or newer and more thorough ways of articulating ideas that have maybe been with me for a long time. I do think it's important not to spiritually or intellectually bypass true raw experience of concepts that you're exploring. That's always going to be important. But it is so cool to be just a vessel for knowledge and wisdom that has been passed down from one person millions of years ago. Maybe millions of years ago. How long have actual Homo sapiens been around in the form that we now know them? Anyway, person from years ago has this idea, and they share it in some capacity to someone else, and they share it the best they can to somebody else. And years down the line, it's now gotten to the point where we can say it in the most clear way possible. And we can't take any personal credit for that, any one of us individual humans, because we had to have all that information preceding us in order to be able to intercept it and then to process it and speak it as lucidly as we can in this day, which is the most lucidly and elaborately and accurately that any information has ever been stated. I'm not saying I personally am saying it more accurately than anybody. I'm saying that we collectively, as the entire world, have the capacity to share the most up-to-date interpretation of all experience in the best way that's ever been said. We have that capacity. And so, yeah, I took a break from consuming a lot of different kinds of information, but I'm back on it now purely for the purpose of I need to strengthen this information vessel. I feel it is a personal responsibility of mine to be exposing myself to all kinds of different new ideas. Not saying it has to be everybody's life goal or their responsibility, but it is mine. It is part of my life purpose. We don't really get to choose our life purposes. We sort of do. I mean, we get to choose what we do on a day-to-day, but we cannot change what's inside of us and what life is calling us to do. And at least one of the things that life is very strongly calling me to do is to intercept and reconstruct and relay ideas. And I am so incredibly privileged, and I needed to keep reminding myself of that, to have an outlet of the internet and to have a camera right in my dang pocket that I can whip out at any time to display that. I don't have to pay for airtime on the TV. I don't have to publish it in a journal and hope that hope that a publisher accepts me. It's taken for granted and even hijacked for bad purposes sometimes, but the ability to share information is our biggest asset, and I intend to keep using it.